Hey there, everybody! It is Rykard here again, bringing you my next black and white Pokemon analysis. Today, we're going to be discussing Gamageroge, the vibration Pokemon. So let's get started by taking a look at its abilities and its stats. So much like Swampert and Quagsire, this Pokemon gets the unique Water-Ground typing, which gives you some good resistances, but one huge 4 times weakness to Grass. Fortunately, though, the Grass weakness is your only weakness, and it's pretty predictable to what Pokemon will be holding a Grass move, so it's really nothing to be extremely cautious about, since you can probably predict right. As for the abilities, this Pokemon's first ability is Swift Swim, which is an ability that doubles your speed when you are under rain. So obviously this Pokemon can learn Rain Dance, which will essentially double its speed, and then it'll be set up essentially to attack and do whatever else you want it to do. There's also the new Politoed that gets Drizzle as its Dream World ability, which puts up automatic rain similar to Kyogre. But that's a pretty cool ability that allows this Pokemon to become very fast. As for its next ability, which is probably the most interesting ability in this generation and probably one of my favorites, it's known as Poison Hand, but I've also seen it written as Underhanded. But what happens is every single move that you have, or that this Pokemon uses that makes contact, such as Tackle or Return or Drain Punch or something like that, all those moves now have a 30% chance to inflict poison upon your opponent. And it's not toxic poison, it's regular poison. But essentially, every single attack move that you can use with this Pokemon, if it's contact, or if it's a contact move, now can poison them as well, which is amazing, and I think this is probably the coolest ability ever. As for its Dream World ability, it is Water Absorb, which heals your health when you're attacked by a water move. So it can be pretty useful if you're trying to run a defensive set with Gamageroge. As for the stats, it has a nice 105 HP, which means it'll be able to take plenty of damage if you max that stat out. It also works pretty well with its 65 defense and 75 special defense. And while these aren't the best defensive stats, having the high HP definitely helps when it comes to potentially being a more defensive set with this Pokemon. As for its attacking stats, it gets 85 base power in your physical and special attack. And this Pokemon learns plenty of both of those kinds of moves, so you're welcome to go either way. Unfortunately, though, this Pokemon does not learn a physical water move, which is really unfortunate because I was hoping it could get like Waterfall or something, but it doesn't. So that's just one thing to keep in mind, but it has plenty of different special attacks you can use as well, so you can go either way with this Pokemon. As for its speed, it is at 74, which is a pretty decent amount of speed, but you can also make most of that speed by using Swift Swim as your ability in the set, thus doubling that and now being able to do lots of damage with hopefully really high EVs into attack and something like that. But this Pokemon has very average, well-rounded stats, I believe, and I like the stat spread a lot, so I hope you guys do too. But with that, let's get looking at a couple of different sets that this Pokemon can make use of. So this first set is a physical attacking / sleep talking set. So we're going to give Gamageroge an adamant nature to increase its physical attack but decrease its special attack. As for the ability, we're going to be using Poison Hand this time because we're going to be using contact moves, and also because the extra chance to poison is always welcome. The EVs spread is going to put 252 HP EVs, 252 attack EVs, and 4 defense EVs into this Pokemon. This spread will give you max HP with the 252, and max attack plus the adamant nature, and then 1 more point into defense if you need it there. As for the item, we're going to be using Leftovers on this Pokemon because it's a sleep talking set, so essentially you're there to stay in forever, hopefully, and do damage to whatever you're up against. As for the moves on this Pokemon, we're going to be using the first move, Drain Punch, because it's an awesome physical fighting move that got a boost in this generation and now does more damage and has more PP. So that's awesome. As for the next move, we're going to use Payback or Dig, And Dig is kind of like a silly move that you might think, but since Earthquake doesn't make contact, Dig is the next most powerful ground stab move. As for Payback, it's just a good move that will hopefully have 100 base power because obviously this Pokemon isn't very fast if you don't put EVs into speed. And it also is a contact move that will have a chance to poison. And to round that off, obviously you're going to be using Rest and Sleep Talk to get rid of any statuses you may receive, and also keep your HP up while being able to deal damage and hopefully poison your opponent. So this is a pretty neat set that Gamageroge can utilize if you want to go on the physical side. Up next, we have a special attacking set for this Pokemon. So we're going to be running a Modest Nature to give you increased special attack but decreased physical attack. As for the ability, we're still going to be using Poison Hand, and I will explain that in a second. But the EV spread will be 252 HP EVs, 252 special attack EVs, and 4 special defense EVs. So it's essentially really similar to the first one, except the physical attack EVs are now in special attack and the defense EV was now in special defense EV, but that one really doesn't matter that much. We're going to be using leftovers again with this set, so it'll help this Pokemon survive longer. As for the moves, the first one I listed was Grass Knot. And the reason why that is because Grass Knot is a special attacking grass move that hits, or that makes contact. So even though most other special attack moves don't make contact, this one does, which allows you to utilize Poison Hand effectively still. And once your opponent is poisoned, you can then proceed to use this new move known as Venom Shock, which is a 65 base power poison move that doubles in power when your opponent is poisoned. So essentially, Grass Knot with the hopeful poison that comes after it with Venom Shock is a really deadly combination that you can use and allows you to cover other types as well. Since this Pokemon doesn't learn Ice Beam, Venom Shock will probably be your main way of getting rid of or potentially getting rid of grass types that you might expect to switch in on this Pokemon. As for the next move, the next two moves, they're just good stab special moves. So we're going to go with Earth Power for the ground special, and then Surf for the water special. And most people nowadays are running Boiling Water over Surf because of the chance to burn, but since we're trying to poison them, then you wouldn't want the burn to happen, would you? At least that was my reasoning behind it. But you're welcome to try and use boiling water so then you can possibly get some double status going on with this Pokemon. And also, just to mention, Venom Shock doesn't have to be used in combination with Grass Knot. I mean, you can have other Pokemon on your team with Toxic that'll poison them, and then this Pokemon will be able to do a lot of damage with the Venom Shock because of your high special attack plus the Modest Nature. So you can really make this Pokemon useful by having other Pokemon poison as well to get the guaranteed poison and have this one switch in to do a lot of damage to it. Lastly, we have another physical set, but this time it'll utilize the ability Swift Swim to allow this Pokemon to be very fast and do a lot of damage at the same time. So again, we're going to be running Adamant Nature on Gamageroge to increase its physical attack but decrease its special attack. As for the EVs, we're going to put 128 EVs into HP this time to give you some still pretty nice HP because this Pokemon has a very high HP set, so why not put EVs into it? Next, we're going to put 252 EVs into physical attack to give you your max physical attack possible, plus the boost from the Adamant Nature. And then 128 EVs into speed to give you enough speed to outspeed everything that isn't running a Scarf or doesn't also have the ability Swift Swim under Rain. So that's why you can put minimal EVs into speed, because you'll be faster than everything anyways with Rain Up. As for the item, we're going to be using Life Orbs so that we can do as much damage as possible with this set. The move set, again, will be using Drain Punch as a means of recovery and also a pretty nice a pretty nice powered fighting type move that this Pokemon can use to hurt rock types and other stuff like that. You get the idea. As for the next move, we're going to be using Earthquake this time because since we're not trying to inflict poison, Earthquake will be the best physical ground move to use since it has nice base power and it always hits. Up next is Rock Slide because it's a really powerful rock type move to use, and it will be able to hit Pokemon that your Stab Earthquake cannot, and deal super effective damage because of obviously their flying type or balloon, which actually can be remedied by Drain Punch as well. So you get some nice type coverage with these three moves, and then obviously Rain Dance to set up Rain. But if you're using a team that is rain based, you might have a lead that's setting up rain instead, so then you could substitute this last move slot for another one of his many physical attacking moves, such as return or something like that. But it's really up to you, but I figured that just putting Rain Dance on the set will get the point across that this is supposed to be a Rain Dance team set. But that's about it for this new Pokemon. I think it's really cool, and it's an awesome toad looking thing. Let me know what you guys think of this guy in the comments, and I guess I will see you in my next video. So like, comment, and subscribe or stuff like that, and take care and goodbye.